Well, Victor Osimhen transfer hijack to United looks like it's going to happen any time from now because the team that is in for him is not like United that does not have permanent owners that might find the deal of really taking over United get done like in the summer, and obviously the negotiations will really go ahead and really lag on, and that will lead to us losing out on him because this team will go all out and do the needful and really bring in players that are really good for their start. So welcome to United Matters channel. We are talking about Wan-Bissaka. Shocking story coming in from Alex Crook that Erik ten Hag looks like he's looking to move on this player amid him having a very good display. We are going to tap a little bit into that. And lastly, Varane has lots of things to say about what things are really going to have to change at Manchester United. And Erik ten Hag has hinted about the game you're going to play against Leeds tomorrow, as it really has to be a must-win game for Manchester United. So smash the like button, comment and share. Go ahead and really watch, and don't forget to subscribe. But Premier League updates today. Chelsea looks like they are not yet back onto the groove. They've drawn with West Ham at London Stadium by one goal to 1, and João Felix scored his first goal for Chelsea. Then Emerson scored his second goal for side of West Ham. The game was level, and all those that were afraid of Chelsea that will come in through and really put in a shift to distort the top 4 positions of the Premier League and come hard at us as Manchester United, I believe they are wrong. They are 100% wrong, and Chelsea looks like it's nowhere near going to come on with a shocking run to stop Manchester United. Arsenal is playing right now, and we will let you know when the result is really finally full time. Let's go to Victor Osimhen's story. Now, Alex Crook is really telling us that Manchester United's pursuit of Napoli's Victor Osimhen is under threat from Chelsea. Toddy Boyle doesn't see the £100 million figure as a major stumbling block. Have you heard? Have you heard? Toddy Boyle is really one of those that has always been here and has shown his financial muscle on very many occasions. Having shown his financial muscle on very many occasions, he has gone ahead to sign in players for close to £600 million. And for Victor Osimhen, they are calling close to 130, is it million pounds or million euros? So that will be like 100 million pounds for a player whom they bought like 60 million pounds from France, making a profit of close to 40 million pounds. Chelsea looks like they don't see that as stumbling block. For Manchester United, we are really having a very, very huge stumbling block because first and foremost, we are not having people to discuss deals right now because we don't know who the new owners are going to be. We don't know when the takeover is going to get done and dusted. There is a twist that the Glazers even just want to sell 20% of the shares of the club of Manchester United, and it really looks nasty right now that we're in a very bad position that even if Ten Hag wants to sign a player, it will be hard for us to sign that player because we have no power to convince that player to come in and really come in at Manchester United because the player won't be clear of who is going to be the new owner, because a new owner might come in through and really say, Erik ten Hag, get out of this club. I want a new manager. So such things should be expected at this juncture. But as we go into this, it has to send a direct message to you that this is the man that Erik ten Hag has been looking for. The other reason is United has to sell to buy, so as not to violate the financial fair play rule, that is the FFPs. For Chelsea, they are willing to spend that amount of money because they spent some 2 years banned without buying players, so they have money to spend. That's why you saw to it that in the second season of Frank Lampard, he spent close to £250 million. Kai Havertz, Thiago Silva, Mendy, Ziyech. He signed Timo Werner. He signed close to 6-7 players because Chelsea had spent close to 2 seasons without buying in players. Those years have now gone ahead to add themselves to these ones, that every financial fair play rule is really calculated and evaluated every after 5 years. So every after 5 years, you must have to spend the amount of money that is in reach of your income. So Chelsea is still into that boundary, and they've gone ahead to bypass everything by really signing these players on long-term contracts like 7 years, 6 years, and 8. That loophole is going to be really locked by UEFA after Chelsea has gone ahead to sign close to 8 players in such a manner. So for us, we don't have the money. If you are to buy Osimhen, we have to sell to buy. We don't know what budget is going to be available in the summer. We don't know who is going to be the owner of Manchester United by then to make a decision on who is going to be the next centre forward of Manchester United. Yet Erik ten Hag really wants a world-class centre forward. And that takes me back to this video I did in the morning about Ten Hag talking to Greenwood for the very first time. Maybe he's trying to figure out how he can help him out and maybe become that centre forward for him this season or next season, because he has really gone ahead to really telescope the future of United, and there might be lots of hard decisions to make while signing the striker, and it might take us long to sign players, because if at all you had a new owner, if at all you had the Glazers who had been here for close to 17 years, and it took them how many months to sign the first player, Tyrell Malacia, you get, because we signed Tyrell Malacia towards our trip to Thailand, and the rest of the players never really came when we were in the preseason. We had already returned Ericsson, Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, Anthony. You get, those other players returned or were signed after we returned from the preseason. Yet for any elite team and elite management, they're supposed to go on and really give the manager the players he wants. Almost 70% of the players he's requesting for in the summer before they go to the preseason. He trains with them for the preseason. After training them for the preseason, he comes in and integrates them into the team. Then even if the 30% of the players wants come in later, it will be okay. But most of the players the manager is requesting for should be provided to him before the preseason really starts. So that's the problem that maybe Ten Hag has gone ahead to really sense in future, and he says, all right, let me speak to Mason Greenwood and see how I can integrate him into my team. That is my thought. Then we're having Grammy Bailey from 90 Minutes More telling us that Chelsea are expected to try and reduce Victor Osimhen's fee by offering a number of players in exchange, with Romelu Lukaku one of a number of possibilities. Now, Chelsea has another weapon, has another draw to unlock to see to it that they can convince Napoli to get them Victor Osimhen. Lukaku is 30 years of age, and if at all they can even pay £100 million and so you're giving another striker known as Romelu Lukaku, Napoli will look at it, because they would have taken money and gotten in a striker who is really good if at all he finds his fitness, he finds himself back to his fitness levels. They have other players to offer. There is Ahmad Broja, very good striker, though injured, but he can cross to Napoli. Ziyech Hakim, he's one of those that they can offer to Napoli. There is Raheem Sterling. They have very many players to offer, because they have to make a very huge sale in the summer to see to it that they reduce the number of players they're really having. They're even having Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So apart from Romelu Lukaku, they're having very many players to offer to this team of Napoli, and that really sends me down into worry about how everything might pan out and not be in favor of Manchester United. So amidst them not seeing the £100 million as a stumbling block to sign the player Victor Osimhen, Chelsea is having players to offer on top of that money they want to offer. So it shows you how we are in a dangerous situation. That's it. The only thing that is really going to play in our favor is one. It's going to be hard for Chelsea to be in the Champions League unless they win the Champions League. And United are having signals or contours showing that we are going to be in the Champions League. So I believe that's where everything will pan out to be and will favor United, because if Chelsea happens to be in the Champions League, they are going to take this guy. So I see ourselves really going in for Victor Osimhen, but it will depend on who is the owner of the team and our end of the season. We finish the Champions positions, Osimhen will find it good to play for Manchester United in the Champions League. But African players love money. They might throw money at him, like £300,000 a week, and might say, all right, I'm going to Chelsea amidst them not being in the Champions League. I can handle one season without playing in the Champions League, but let me go there, because I believe the project is really so much legit and so much hopeful. That's it. So, after that, let's go to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a player that has been playing very well and he's back for the game of Leeds. And later, you're going to see the manager confirming to us that the player is really back. Now, we've been told by Alex Crook, coming in from TalkSport, that despite Aaron Wan-Bissaka's recent resurgency, Manchester United would still be open to selling him if their 25 million valuation is met. However much Aaron Wan-Bissaka has gone ahead to play very well, but he's not a player of Erik ten Hag. And when I say this, people will say, "Bro, can you having an agenda on Aaron Wan-Bissaka?" That's not it. He was up for sale, and he's still up for sale. The only reason as to why he's being used is because there was no budget in January for United to buy a right back. If at all the budget was there, he would have been at West Ham, Crystal Palace, or Wolverhampton Wanderers. That's it. So let's not look at this as Rokan is jealously having an agenda on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I don't have an agenda on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I'm really pleased that he has really gone ahead to act as a patch when Diego Dello was really injured. That's it. But United is really looking forward to selling the player, even if he's performing very well. And obviously, if the 25 million pounds are really met, they'll sell him. I doubt whether he can go for 25 million pounds right now because he has proven to be one of the best players at Manchester United as far as the right back is concerned. So I believe he can go for like 30 million pounds and United can collect that amount of money from him if at all they are serious and they want to sell him, because teams were willing to buy him, to take him on loan with an option to buy in the winter transfer window, and that was not possible. Do you know why? Because we never had a right back and Ten Hag had nothing to do. He had to go ahead and really use him and include him into his matches that we've been playing. So that shows you how good we are. That shows you how disorganized we are at the club of Manchester United, that the manager is not being backed as he's wanted. And him getting us to where we are right now as the English team left in all 4 competitions, he deserves an award. He deserves a statue for what he has done, because he's punching way above his weight, beyond his weight. That is the manager, Erik ten Hag. And when you look at what is happening at Manchester United right now, you'll know how ugly it is for a manager to play those players that he doesn't want to play with. But let's wait and see what the club is going to be drawing up for Aaron Wan-Bissaka and the manager Erik ten Hag. But Erik ten Hag has gone ahead and really confirmed to us that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is back for the game of Leeds that we're going to be playing tomorrow at Aaron Road. In his own words, he had to say the following: "I expect the group to be the same as Wednesday, except that I hope Aaron Wan-Bissaka can come back. He wasn't there because he was sick, so I hope he can come back on Sunday." So the only player he's expecting to return out of those who have been out of this game of football is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a player that I've been talking about and has been so much pivotal into how we've been playing ever since Diego Dello got an injury. But even if he returns, will the manager start him? That's a question for another day to answer, and it's not far away from tomorrow, because we are less than 24 hours to see that game of football happening. And I expect lots of things to happen in that game of football. But the manager has told us that Aaron Wan-Bissaka was sick on Wednesday. He was not part of that game. Dello was played. Now, wait to see who's going to start. But I see Diego Dello starting written all over that game of football. And I believe Bissaka is really a very good player, and we might see him take part into the game of Barcelona or Leicester City. Let's go to Rafael Varane, the player of Manchester United, who was signed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer from Real Madrid at, is it 33 million pounds, and he came in at Manchester United. He has really gone ahead and described to us what it is right now at Manchester United, how the atmosphere is like at the club of Manchester United and Carrington at large. He has told us that there is something really special going on here, and is meaning Manchester United, a real buzz about the place, and emotions are running high. I'm really glad that I've integrated into the team and to my life over here so well. So he's loving how everything is panning out at Manchester United, and is really looking a player that he wants to be. When he came in at Manchester United, we're talking about how world-class he is, how good he is, and all that really came to an end during that first season of his debut in Manchester United, because he really looked very bad. Varane looked very bad. But the coming in of Erik ten Hag has really seen him get back to the levels of what he is. And what is Rafael Varane? What is Rafael Varane? Rafael Varane is a world-class top defender. And right now in the Premier League, he's really one of the best central defenders that we've seen this season, getting back or reviving his form that he was with at Real Madrid, that saw him win 4 Champions League trophies with Real Madrid and win the World Cup with the French national team. That is a player called Rafael Varane. He later went ahead to throw more light onto how this season is really going in well for him. It's true that I started in a lot of matches compared to last season. This allows me to share my experience, to have an influence on the rhythm of each match. I always try to guide and help my teammates in defense. And he's a leader. He's the leader of that defense. Every time he's there, you see the composure and how we defend. He makes headers, clearances with his head and his foot. His aerial prowess is out of this world. His ground prowess is out of this world. Good on the ball, looking confident. This is the guy that you would love to see be into your defense alongside Lisandro Martinez, and that's what we call a watertight defense of Lisandro Martinez, commanded by him and Rafael Varane. So your thoughts on Victor Osimhen to United transfer hijack are welcome into the comment section below. What are your thoughts about Wan-Bissaka? Still, the mind of Erik ten Hag on him has not yet changed. He wants him sold in the summer, even though he's performing very well. And who do you think is going to start between Wan-Bissaka and Dalot? Because Ten Hag has hinted about the return of Wan-Bissaka in the game of Leeds. And lastly, Rafael Varane. What are your thoughts about what has told us on how he has really gone ahead to cope up at Manchester United and how he's enjoying everything that is happening at Manchester United? May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later. I'll return later. I think I'm going to do a live stream about the Glazers takeover. I'm out.